Morning, Richard.
Good morning.
Hi, Richard. How are you today?
I'm fine, Fred, and you?
Not bad.
You want me to wait till morning agenda then?
If you're ready, I'm ready. You're good.
We don't have a lot, actually, at the moment. Across the street, we're still waiting in waiting mode. I've had 3 companies look. So that would be, Jack's, Plumbing, HVAC, Live of course, and, Air Force One. They've all came and looked at it, so they've all been told the same thing, just give me a boiler in here, nothing special, just give me a boiler and whatever needs to go with it, and get it taken care of, so. I'm hoping, I should start to hear things back today, at that,
Okay.
so.
Good, yeah.
The other part of that equation, well, I'm hoping with the warmer weather today and tomorrow, that it's gonna help. Bring temperature up in the building, it should, I mean, from what I can tell, it's just been, it's just been running and running and running, so. Cause it just can't get to that point where it needs to be, so hopefully with it being a little warmer outside, it can get closer to that point. And hopefully save on the gas bill. I know my gas bill is at home, oh man, I hate to see this one. But anyways, that's where we are with that.
Okay, good.
The other, I let you guys in on that email yesterday with the VAV unit, there's one of those in there, and it said, I couldn't remember how much I informed you about that or not. I think I did say something, but I didn't know how far I went about it.
Yeah.
One of the VAVs, the coil, hot water coil, and it's sprung a leak or whatever, and we tried to have it fixed, and it's like anything, once it gets old, especially copper coils or whatever,
Good thing.
once you get to that point, it's done.
It's done.
You try and fix one, and another whole leak pops up, so.
Yeah.
So now we're at the point of trying to find a replacement for it, and they can't find the exact replacement for it, so they're trying to see if they can have one made for it. And so they can, and put in there. If they can't do that, they're gonna have to buy a whole new VAV unit, so. The continue the galvanized container, the fan, the fan, the motor, the heating coil, the damper, all that stuff. And I hope they don't do that, but hopefully they just find the coil and put in there.
How old is it?
How old?
Yeah,
Same as the building,
that's probably due.
33.
Place.
33, so. Yeah,
That's pretty good, really.
yeah. We never had any problem with, that I know of with any of them that way, except for motors. Motors burn out all the time. We change motors, fan motors, and, the actuator is what turns the water, hot water on and off, whether it be the actuator or the valve itself, so. And then we're kind of a common occurrence too, so we kinda get tired of doing the same thing over there, but it's the same as it's normal wear and tear, so. There are some of those drain lines that you saw up underneath the building over there that were froze up, they did freeze. And we're still trying to get them unthawed, so.
So will it get covered with foam eventually when they refoam? Is it the
I
line
don't know.
underneath the building?
Pardon?
The lines underneath the building or
Yeah.
something? So they'll get covered up with the new foam?
Yeah, and we can maybe insulate them more too if we need to,
May have to.
yeah. Better do it,
But
better
it's
do
extra heavy, right?
do a regular pipe, insulation on them before they do the foam, and then do the foam on top of that. But we're working on thawing them out, so we just, it we got stuff now around here where, you know, signs are out,
Yes.
signs are out, chains are out.
Yeah. You have any comments or anything?
We got the okay on the chains, so we got that solved.
I tried to use my head about that, you know.
I know, but I
Yeah.
wanna make sure.
If you can, like I said, I showed you, you walk right through it, so.
Oh, yeah.
And it doesn't stop you, so.
You did a very good demonstration.
So it's just more of a slight thing, so.
I just wanted the paperwork approval
Mm.
that was okay.
Yeah, so. Because I knew if we left it go that way, there's still gonna be people that are gonna go that way, and I think there was somebody yesterday that did that at least once or twice or whatever, because they heard the alarm go off, so. And maybe, I don't know if it reset itself once the door closed or something, I don't know. So.
Well, I did watch outside a little bit, and there were people that walked all the way up the steps, past the sign,
Mhm.
the first sign.
No, yeah, before I put,
Now, I don't know what they said at that point, but they.
before yesterday afternoon, before I put the chains out, I saw several people do that too. So I'm like, okay, we gotta get these out here. So it's to save the steps anyway, so. But, I think we're all good for the moment, so. I think it's, gonna work out, they kinda got a schedule or whatever between Johnny and housekeeping and which door they're gonna go out at night to, you know, like, at night to lock the outside door and then to open it in the morning, because I think they're gonna leave it, leave the alarm off on it overnight. There won't be no need for it anyway, you can't get out that door anyway, so. But that way, if one comes in the morning, you just open the door, go out and do the thing, then arm the interior door. And I found the key, by the way, Johnny found the key for me
That's a good thing.
in the trash. I'm back there, okay, so.
Did you get our 250 flag back up?
Not yet,
No, okay.
I got it out there. Where, are we gonna get another one of that from somewhere?
No,
or
we're not.
We're just one then?
I'll only send you one,
Okay, so we're just gonna get the one up.
unless you buy it from a second-hand company. The state's only gonna send one.
Okay. Then we'll get it back up, yeah.
That's the official one, so.
Can't think of any situations anywhere else. Running through my head. The guys are up at North Annex right now, working.
Good.
I plan to have, this is the North Annex work day, so when I'm done here, I'm gonna go over there too. Got the structure for the very front office. Want the office in that very front section. We have the structure for that done, I gotta, put some wiring in, we have to put drywall on that section, I want that all finished in there as much as we can do before we move on to something else. So I want that all, like the ceiling all go back together and wired and everything like that, to be ready for, drywall, finishing drywall and painting and stuff like that, I want everything else done first. The other little things in there, like finish off for that bathroom, do that, get everything in that room ready to go and move on to the next room, and then so on, move on to the back room. I did call the engineer's office this morning too, because there's still shelves and stuff in that back room we need to get out of there. And we're gonna need to have some lumber delivered at some point. And, they never filed the back lot. So there's a pretty good grip at the back door. So
Yeah,
I called to see if they could actually run through there once or twice sometime here, so that we can start, removing stuff in and out
makes sense.
so. And that's it for now, I think, I mean, install, they just, or Northwest Ohio was installing that TV downstairs that they want downstairs. Always, so, I imagine at some point in time, I'm gonna have to probably run a wire for it or run power for it, so. It's the only way it's gonna get a signal from the camera up above is if somebody runs the wire to it, but it's probably gonna be me. So. That didn't sound good.
That's what happens when you're overweight, you sit on the chair.
What do you think from you guys?
Nope. Keep up the good work and let us know across the street.
As soon as I get something coming in, I will let you know.
Then we get that going.
Well, I checked this right before I came up here, so I, come on, it's not. So,
Very good, Christian.
alright, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Still run, things in my major.
Yeah, it looked like your gears were turning upstairs.
Right. You say gears or ears?
Gears.
Okay. It's just, the weather's been so, I mean, it's hard to keep track of.
Yeah.
The weather, what's going on, you know, being here one day and having to worry about this, and then we can breathe for a second, do something else, you know, back to work. I love winter,
I'm glad somebody does.
sarcastically.
There you go.
See you, Richard. Thank you.
Yep,
Take care, Richard.
thank you.
She's coming.
Oh, yeah.
She's sleeping on after you, so,
One after me?
yeah.
Oh, yes, you're not hanging out too.
Huh?
Stay behind, how's that?
Oh, yeah, that's what I was suggesting, I sent you this on all of my offices. If you don't wanna hang out, I'll just come back in
You want me to go, well,
15 minutes.
that's right.
That's true.
I'll be right back.
Alright. Excuse me.
Usher.
Central? Like all the north? Amanda, Jamie, Nick? The great day. What is this? Williamson, is this iPhone? Williamson Insulation
Yeah.
Services? And
Yeah.
we sent that to them, right?
I did, because I didn't have one that I'm aware of.
Did we have contact information for them, or should we just send it straight to Garmin?
I sent it straight to Garmin and asked them to send it on, because
And
I don't think, unless they included it,
I gotta go up there and ask her what she's doing, I have training room's booked. It's booked for what's good, I got with him, and that was his reply to other interests.
Are you guys ready for OSU?
Yes.
I should be like their spokesperson.
Hello, how are you? Good, we're short one, Amanda's not feeling well and has a sick kiddo, so he said keep it in Ada. We don't want,
Absolutely no problem.
we don't
Just
want.
for your information, you are being taped today, so.
Okay. All right, well, obviously you all know I'm Jamie from OSU Extension, this is Nick, so, when Amanda, like I said, is not available. Guess we could start with just, if you guys have any questions for us or any updates that you feel like we need to know before we start to talk about our business with you, which is, you know, again, just checking off things.
No.
Anything going on? Okay.
No.
So I want to start with, April 19th. We have once again secured some funding from the Ohio Children's Trust Fund. Hardin County has received, $2,900 to, it's a Sunday afternoon from 1 to 4 to, do a family engagement event, for Child Abuse and Awareness Month.
Didn't we have that last
We
year?
did have it last year for the first time. Last year, we received a lot of money, we had like $7,800. And our event was such a success that 3 other counties in the region decided they also wanted to do one, and so we don't have as much, we also split the funding. So we have $2,900. What I would like to ask is if you all could help us, just spread the word about the event. It is a free family engagement event. We're trying to get as many people that serve families out there. There's no cost to have a booth and provide an event, you know, like just something fun.
And as I recall, it's all free to the public.
Everything is free, yes,
What is the time frame?
1 to 4.
Wonderful.
Yep, so if you all would like to have a table and bring somebody to do face painting or something like that, you know, I mean, you're welcome. I know last year, Judge Santos was there, ODJFS is planning to come, Board of DD is already on board. I didn't look at the list before I came, I'm sorry, I have 11 partners so far in the community that have already signed up for tables. I'm hoping to get some of the FFA chapters to come again and bring some animals and things. There will be free food, the way we do the food, that is a requirement for the event with the funding. We will do grab and go snacks so that individuals who also need food for lunches they'll take things as well for the next week. 4-H'ers will be there with line dancing. I'm assuming we'll have master gardeners again doing planning activities. So it's just gonna be a really fun day. So, any support you all can offer. When we're working on flyers right now, and then we are also working on getting raffle prizes. So last year, Kelsey did a fantastic job and she's on it again. She reached out to far and wide, and everybody who came, children got 2 raffle tickets, I think we did, and adults, I think we got 1, and we let them put it in and they could win family engagement activities. So we are seeking donations from businesses or raffle drawings. So last year, Quest and Judge Santo helped us purchase, like Ohio Parks gift certificates so people could go to the parks. We did Reds game tickets, we did zoo tickets, like all kinds of fun things to, again, encourage people to spend time with their children. So that is coming up, just wanted to make you all aware of it, that we did secure some funding for that again.
As I recall from last year, it was a nice event. We had good turnout.
We had about 318
And
people.
there was a lot of different activities that you could do.
Yep.
I think it was a nice event.
And a lot of positive feedback after that event too, that we heard from various groups, so so,
Yeah,
yeah, a lot of people asking if it would happen again, so.
And the Fairboard Agriculture Society is donating, the space to us to use at the fairgrounds again. So just again, a great win-win day for the community, so just would love to have you all there, even just walking around, bring the kids and the grandkids and all people and, you know, hang out, it'd be fun. So, that's pretty much the start of me, we'll just kind of bounce back and forth.
Well, I've got a couple things from Amanda before I get into my A&R stuff, but just a 4-H thing from her, she does have her volunteer training on February 22nd. They'll be really starting to kick things off for the year, a lot of project books being bought already through the office, so kids are getting started on their projects. Colt Buckenroth is gonna be honored at the Ohio 4-H Conference, this year as the 2026 Outstanding Young Alumni winner. So, we were excited to, hear that news and are excited to celebrate Colt, with that award. He was pretty caught off guard by it, I believe,
Mhm.
so, some exciting news there. And then,
When will you be, giving him that award?
They will give that at the lunch time, it's the Saturday, it's the statewide Ohio 4-H conference.
okay.
And since it's a statewide award, the state leader will present that to him.
And that'll be in Columbus.
In Columbus, yep, it is, at the convention center. So, and if you all would like to attend, just let Amanda know, if you wanna come down for the lunch, and we'll make sure you have a ticket.
And your office will be represented there.
Yes, so Amanda and I will be there, I do a lot of stuff with the Master Clothing Educators, statewide, so, and state fair judging, so I'll be there for that. And Amanda will be bouncing back and forth, she also has she's teaching at Buckeye Leadership Workshop that weekend too, so there's always too much going on. So we'll conquer and divide, yep.
A little bit on the A&R side, just plugging through winter A&R programs, so gearing up for recertification here on March 5th, having some good signups for that, so we'll have a good group for that day. Also have a good group going through Master Gardener training right now, so we have a class for that going on right now, we have 4 individuals going through that to eventually become active Master Gardeners, so adding some more blood to that group, which is really exciting.
So how many will that, if they stay on, how many will that be for the Master Gardeners?
Currently I have a little under 30 active Master Gardeners, but then before they become active in those intern, we actually have, I think about 10-ish interns that are still working towards that active status, so all in all, I've got, around 40 people that are actually part of the group. Some of them have gone through the class, 2-3 years ago, they're just still working for those requirements to actually move up to that active status, but, yeah, we've got a really great group of Master Gardeners here in the county, and for a smaller county with not as a huge of a population, it's impressive the size of a Master Gardener group that we have, so, just to put that in comparison, we look at like Franklin County, they have like 400 Master Gardeners, but, over in Allen County, I had like 20, 25, so, for being a smaller county, having that many is pretty impressive, so, very excited for that.
And it's good that you're keeping it going in that direction.
Absolutely, so, some other winter programming, we had some good, programs 2 weeks ago to certify some folks to get their fertilizer licenses, some other, a little bit of a smaller group, but some folks getting ready to take their pesticide exams, so, exciting that we have some folks, wanted to earn those, certificates and licenses to be able to, make those applications responsibly. Our Conservation Tillage Club, series that we do every year, we've got our last part of that program next Thursday, so we've had some really great attendance, 40 to 50 people at those, the last 3. So had some great topics, our last one next week is gonna be on artificial intelligence in agriculture and autonomous agricultural equipment. That was actually supposed to be last week, but our speaker got pulled into jury duty, so we had to make a last minute change, and, our speaker actually ended up being John Metcalf, gave us a nice update on data centers, energy grid, all of that sort of stuff, so that was a really cool presentation, and grateful that he was able and willing to step in and do that kind of last minute. Also next week, I'm gonna be doing some beef quality assurance with a few folks, to do some of that certification, and also have a few folks who are gonna earn their, mortality livestock composting certifications as well, so they can do that on their farms and comply with all the ODA rules and stuff. So busy with lots of different programming, that tends to be my life here, January, February, March. A little more with the Master Gardeners, a cool project that we're doing statewide. All of the county programs got to opt into an America 2050 program, where if we opted in, we have the opportunity to plant an oak tree here in the county to commemorate the anniversary. And there's gonna be a little tag on it and everything, so, the Master Gardeners are gonna be working towards, doing that. The state gave us some money to be able to do that, $250, so we'll be purchasing a tree and planting that somewhere in the county, probably just out at the Friendship Gardens is where that'll be. But we'll make a really big deal about it and everything and whatnot, so. There's a couple counties who are also collaborating with others in the county to sort of make that project even a little bigger. I talked to Amy Long last week, she is aware of some America 2050 grants. So we're also gonna look into those, maybe have a little more money to put towards that project and maybe make it a little more of a space rather than just a tree in the ground. So if it's anything that you all wanna get involved in, you're welcome to do that, just reach out to me and we can chat. We are also, working through the process to hire a summer intern in our office. So we've got some funds to be able to do that. That person will work across all the program areas. They're especially gonna be helpful to me, kind of a personal update. I'm gonna be a dad again here this summer. So while I'm on paternity leave, this person's also gonna ensure that insect traps are getting checked every week, and also, research projects, e-fields, all that stuff can continue as well. So, kind of a thing where we can ensure those things are continuing in the county, otherwise they probably would have to stop or not take place because of my leave during that summertime, during the growing season. So, we're excited to hopefully bring someone in to learn from us, a college student to learn from us, but also assist us a little bit.
What time period are you looking at, several months, a couple months or so?
I think we're starting thinking of we're hoping May,
Yeah,
when their summer starts.
A little after the 1st of May,
And then if we
kind of maybe potentially up to fair, but obviously being flexible with them with when they have to go back to school and all of that stuff. So, it won't be a full-time job every week, it'll be about
I think
22 hours or
22 to
something
30
like
hours,
that.
we thought on average.
So, an average per week, but obviously, if they work a little more one week, the next week
Sure.
they might be. So, yeah, we'll work all that out, but excited to, be able to do that, so.
And I'm thinking that's kind of, we've had this before.
It's been a few years since
Yeah.
we've been able to do that. Actually, we haven't had anybody since pre-COVID. So it's been a hot minute, but yeah. Definitely, they are always very helpful to us, and it's great so we might see more for each project and services. I know we talked about them helping me with some safe sitter classes and just sitting in to see what I do, helping Nick with his research. Yeah, good opportunity. So if y'all know of any college students who are interested in potentially extension work, right, this is a great way for them to learn more about what we do, for sure.
We're just still working through all the HR hoops.
So we'll let you know when it gets posted over on Facebook, so.
But it'll be an application process, we'll actually have to do interviews and all that stuff, so it'll be like getting an actual job, so it'll be some good practice for a college student too, to work through the interview skills and whatnot, so.
And they do not have to be, in the past, I think they've had to be an Ohio State student. To our knowledge, they do not have to be any longer. So that's helpful as well, because that used to be a locked-in sort of thing. Now we've got, UNO each has some great ag programs as well, so we might, who knows,
Good.
locally where we'll end up.
Other than that, just wanna shift the conversation to the new office a little bit. Again, very grateful for the opportunity to move in there with soil and water. Excited to see some of the work that's been started. One thing that I've kind of been thinking about actually outside of the actual building space, is just thinking about some outdoor signage, and what that maybe potentially could look like. we've taken a look kind of like what Soil and Water has out there now, and it's a great looking sign. Sort of how can we add to that, but it kind of still look cohesive. Feel like if we take the sign that's at the space right now and plop it out there, you've got two different signs that look very, very different. So, just kind of want to start the thinking about maybe what that can kind of look like. We do have to stick within some branding rules within Ohio State, but we can also say, well, commissioners want this, and yeah, so we can play some wiggle room there to an extent. But we do have to play within some branding rules, but you know, designs can be adapted to. So Soil and Water's kind of got more like a long, skinny type of sign. Ohio State generally, it's more of a big rectangle type thing, but you know, also understand that you all are probably going to want it to look similar and cohesive, so it doesn't look odd. So just wanted to plant that seed a little bit. Obviously, nothing that has to be done exactly this minute, but just want to plant that seed to start get the gears turning about what that could look like. So,
I checked with the city, see if there's any restrictions on signage, on size, because it is in the city. Also another question, that kind of related, but, are you doing anything special for 250, America's 250?
Through-
Events or?
through the actual office, I don't think there's been anything kind of put out there. The university itself has been doing some stuff. I don't know how wide they're actually doing it, or if they're kind of keeping it within the constraints of Columbus, but, I'd say as close as probably what we're doing with the Master Gardener stuff, but, I know you all have some stuff going on, if there's
Yeah,
any
we're
way we
planning
can
a tree
become,
out of here.
yeah, if there's any way we can become involved in any of that stuff, please let us know, or, yeah.
I'm sorry, I cut you
No,
off.
no,
it's
you're
like-
good.
This is a conversation, not
Yeah,
a.
yeah, so, yeah, we'd love to be involved in any way possible, so.
We'd like you to be involved.
Yes.
So other thoughts on the new space, thinking about the kitchen and me wanting to do a commercial kitchen that we can do teaching and offer different things for. Is that something, I guess we haven't really talked about it, we've just kind of been talking about, you know, that's what I would like, for it to be less like a home kitchen, which is what we have now. And more of one with stainless steel and, you know, a little more food grade specific. Are those things that you all want us to go ahead and start ordering and purchasing, or are we gonna split the cost on that? We've never had that conversation, so I wasn't sure where we were at, and you don't need to give me an answer today, because obviously we're not buying the stuff and putting it in tomorrow, but for us to begin thinking about how we're going to, because I think it is all stuff that needs purchased, right, Richard? Because there's not anything anywhere hiding.
There might be something, but we'll see.
Okay,
We probably have to check with the codes and.
I know where there's some stainless, I don't know if it'll work for our,
okay,
uh,
for the design that we're
yeah,
thinking.
right, yeah.
I guess if you could kind of give us what you're envisioning.
Okay.
And that way we can discuss
Start to
it.
build that, yeah.
You know, if that makes sense, that way, cause my kitchen, your kitchen, probably two different things.
We've already figured that part out with everybody in the office too. I'm like, no, and they're like, yep, and I'm like, no.
As soon as we're done here, I'm probably gonna go up there anyway. And I'll probably be up there this afternoon, well, we should all be up there this afternoon working, so. If you wanted to stop back out this afternoon, then we can discuss that again.
Okay,
We can
I'm-
pop up there.
yeah, it's not,
I did show him the pictures that you sent.
Oh, yeah.
Shared
Weren't they
that
amazing?
picture. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I understand ours is not that large, but.
correct. Like, we would only need like one of each of those.
Right.
Yeah. So Hardin County recently with their commissioners, they're on the fairgrounds and their building is one that it's also attached to like an event space. So kind of like their community building, but then their offices are like over here. They received funding, and I think they shared it with the commissioners somehow. I would have to ask the Hardin County people, but essentially the extension paid for part of it and commissioners, like, they figured out the funding. And I sent the pictures to Tori. It's this really just beautiful teaching kitchen with all the things that you could need so that you can, you know, do cooking matters in a way that's really great and bring people in. The other part of that is if anybody is doing things, we don't have a for rent commercial kitchen in Hardin County. So if individuals are doing things like charcuterie out of their homes or any sort of baking out of their homes and would like to use commercial equipment, they would be able to then come in and utilize that, which would help them with health department's standards. So that's just something in my mind thinking, forward thinking,
Value added.
that we could have a value added to assist some local entrepreneurs, right, who are trying to make that next step in their catering or their cookie baking or their things. So
Have you had any requests for that?
we haven't, but it's because if you walk in our space, you can tell that we are not even remotely commercial kitchen. I would think that maybe the Coterie might have, like, I could think of, like, the only place that people could rent a kitchen would be the Coterie.
Right.
Because they've got that beautiful space, so people might be doing that there. Anyway, I know a lot of people go to Finley, there are commercial kitchens for rent in Finley. But again, I'm not necessarily looking at it to generate income, I'm looking at it as a space that if people would need it, it would help people understand that, right, because we just don't have that right now.
Yeah, if Tori has your design, what you,
I just gave her some pictures from Paulding County and a list of things that they had. It doesn't have to specifically be that, it's just the general idea of what, basically it's stainless steel countertops, non-porous surfaces, right? And then, everything is just set up in a way that has just a better flow. I mean, right now, when we teach cooking classes, we do them out in the Spark Lab, and we put down, tablecloths and things like that, because obviously food on the tables that are like this, that you use for teaching, you don't want people getting sick. So, it's just all of the level of, are we keeping people safe when we're teaching them how to cook?
I guess my opinion, figure out what you truly, if we're gonna do it once,
Right, yes,
now's the time to, you can get us a kind of a detailed plan, cost analysis, and
Okay.
and maybe we can sit down and talk about it later.
yeah, I'll take that one that I sent you, Tori, and I'll start looking up prices and figure out what I actually need versus what I don't.
If
Yeah.
that's-
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, I just realized we've been just talking about it in passing, and we're getting closer. And obviously, it doesn't have to be there when we move in, obviously, we just need a refrigerator when we first move in. But other than that, it can be a continued kind of project as we go.
Are you looking at the room that the kitchen was there?
Yes, and then we'll have a pantry, that room, the little box room off of it will be the pantry.
Richard, do we have the blueprints anywhere, or what kitchen was there that we took out?
If what was there, there might be,
Might tell you where drains are.
well, drains are all right there.
Yeah, the drains are hanging out there. So I don't want us to move anything, I wanted to make it as easy as possible. I just know that moving like the cabinetry that we have now into that space is not gonna be commercial grade, and if we want health department approval, also it helps us when we do programming, makes it a lot easier to get the food made for any of the programs that we have where we might be serving food, because then it's in a commercial kitchen as well, so.
And I guess, just figure out what
Okay.
what truly is going to work, not.
Not my big dream, yeah, like I said, I
Yeah,
sent the
that's-
overall, cause I wasn't sure with Richard what we need, like what we,
We talked about you opening that door.
yeah, opening the wall a little bit to make it more open. Yeah, my goal is to maintain a rodent-free kitchen,
That's good.
and the more stuff we have open and the less stuff we have hidden, the better that can be. Cause we are, we're in Hardin County, there are a lot of little mice that like to come and hang out, I don't want them, they can go somewhere else, I don't want them.
No, that works for us, and I'd rather, if we're gonna do it, before you move in, everything is done. Because it's a lot easier doing it in process versus, well, let's change this now, 6 months later.
Yeah.
We don't wanna, I
I
wanna,
just want that, yeah.
let's do it right the first time, and if it takes a little longer, well, it's all right.
That's fine.
That way we get everybody what they want and truly need for the betterment of the education part of it. That's what we're here for, so.
Yeah, that's my goal,
Do it right the first time, then we do it only one time.
right,
So,
perfect, thank you, I will get on that.
That's all I have. You guys have any questions for us?
sounds like you guys have been busy, which I know you are, so.
Yeah, I think that that's the same, like, that we can give you an update on programming we're doing, but a lot of it's the same, right, on top of education in schools. Gearing up for all the stuff, right? There's a lot of things that we do that are status quo with the successful co-parenting and parenting classes with WJFS, like that stuff doesn't change, so I think when we do our updates, a lot of times we're just telling you what's new, and right now, we've just been plugging away at the normal stuff, our calendars are full.
But usually we're always still planning 6-9 months out
Mm-hmm.
and stuff, it's not always just in the moment, so.
Would there be any funding available through the state for this kitchen?
I don't know,
There grants or?
not from Ohio State that I'm aware of, but I could look in other places potentially.
Check on it if you would.
I do have some funding, so there are a couple of grants that I'm on that give us money back. It's called Facilities and Administration Grant, since the majority of the work is being done in Hardin County. They give us money not for programming, but for space usage, and we've used that money to buy paper folders and like we've got some new clamshell signs to put out at programming. So we tend to use it for things, well, so we've used it for something else. So my thought was we would use some of that money as well, because it's for facilities. So anything that we have needed to help the office space be better, we've used, this funding for. So we've got some of that funding that we could use for sure. But I will look into that,
Yeah, if you would.
cause there might be something somewhere, and if y'all hear of anything too, you guys might get those. I think that some of the funding, unfortunately, right now, everybody's at a very low point. There's not been as many grants for us to even apply for, and other things either, so. But if we're gonna use it for 4-H, we might be able to get like $1,000 from a 4-H mini grant potentially. We might have some FCS mini
Funding's
grants
gonna
too.
get tougher and tougher.
It is, yeah,
Next year especially.
yeah. So, but I'll look for sure, yeah.
Sounds good. Thank you for the schedule for the commodity benefits.
Yeah, I guess I didn't mention those, but yeah, those are all, most of those are gonna happen in March, one in April, so those are all getting real close,
Pretty much consistent with past years.
Yep, not a lot changes from year to year with those, but yeah, it was an exciting event to celebrate the youth and their accomplishments.
Absolutely.
Well, I appreciate all the updates, and like I said, we'll get us some numbers and we'll talk about it.
Sounds
Sounds
good. Perfect. Alright, well, if y'all need anything or something comes up, let us know how we can continue to
Richard,
serve.
You got any questions? Okay.
He's always afraid to ask us questions, I think, aren't you, Richard? Cause you never know what to come back at you with.
He's gonna
It's
be out
just
in the
you,
building.
Jamie.
It's just me, I know, I'm the troublemaker, it's fine. It's the cabin and the Google one.
Have a good day.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. And thanks again for everything you did here.
Thank you. Thanks, Fred.
Yeah.
Who's on there?
Take care.
Yep, see ya, thank you. Can you imagine being a person?
I noticed that.
Nick and I are thinking of maybe.
So there was the extension I got, it was really good, actually, signature, so.
Okay, send me your affiliate link.
I know, right?
So I will start looking at that if we get more and more
Michelle, how are you?
Morning, good.
Good work today.
It's warm.
I walk outside, I'm like, what is this?
Yes, it's warming up.
I think I saw 48 today, that's what the, well, it says 40, so we'll see. This Brad's coming in the city. Actually, Jeff, I can sit over here, you sit with Brad. No, you're all right, let's see. I'll do it.
Actually, the judge is supposed to come up.
Oh, you know what, is he? Okay.
No, other judge.
Good judge and Brad? Okay. Well, then, they can have the honored seats.
Still an ink pen before I have to jot stuff down, or borrow.
Brad, your day is you going?
No, he's here.
Okay.
Morning, morning.
Sir, sir.
Morning.
How are you?
Daryl, how are you?
I'm, kicking it. I'm
What's
interested.
going on? Anything?
Same.
I like it when it's the Q word, I don't actually use it.
No, I won't.
No big chairs like that anymore.
Head up, my hearing aids are working.
Sir, we'll get out of your way.
Sir, how you doing?
You're good. Sir? Mr. Rush, how are you?
How you doing?
I'm good, I'm good. I'm good. These are actually, special shoes to help my neuropathy. They sort of help my feet out a little bit more than, I've got that diabetic neuropathy a little bit.
Okay. So, looks a little bit better.
Yeah, the feet don't hurt when I go to bed as much as they, that's what they used to.
Well, maybe, that's the first thing that goes is we probably want first.
Yeah. Daryl, you keeping Mount Victory quiet?
I gave that job up a few years back.
Have you been to the plaza since they reopened?
Yes, I have. I haven't eaten their buffet. My girlfriend ate it. She said.
I've seen good reviews about it. I
Oh,
haven't
yeah,
been
I've
there myself.
heard good reviews about it, and they're still getting their stuff together as far as help and things.
Is it somebody local that owns it?
I'm not sure where they're from.
Okay. I didn't know who bought
I
it.
know that their menu is impressive and everything they fix is homemade. Their fettuccine sauce is handmade.
Alright.
I'm not saying it's a derogatory, just in my opinion from the breakfast buffets in the past, I feel the buffet's lacking, that it doesn't have orange juice or tomato juice. That has like 3 different types of eggs, it's heavy on eggs, but it does have sausage, gravy, biscuits, and bacon and everything.
Are they just doing that on the weekends, or was that?
Yeah, I believe so, but their buffet for, lunch is through the week.
Okay.
Somebody said
They have
fish is good too.
I think it's like $14, maybe $13, but
Have you had their fish?
their coffee was good. I stopped in and had coffee the other, just coffee Sunday, I think.
I do think they're local, not Hardin County local, but they're close.
Those
surrounding county local or something?
Yes.
Okay,
I forget, I think it's a W, we got a lot of W towns, so.
okay.
Yeah, somebody said their fried fish was amazing, so I'm looking forward to going and trying that.
I think they'll be successful because their goal is a restaurant, whereas the people that had taken over the business, that wasn't their goal, that wasn't their primary reason for the facility.
So the bar,
They were interested in the restaurant.
the bar isn't opening up
Oh,
again?
no, this lady's family oriented, she said, and I don't know if they're licensed by going to the, mini mart would be exclusive, I would say they'd be exclusive, and it would take away the license from the bar, but that's just my assumption. So I don't know. I know that the bar is a nice, social place, it was a lot different environment than the only bar in Hardin County, Canton, besides the club. And it was, there was never any trouble that I was aware of, and I haven't had any trouble down there.
I don't know.
It was just a nice place to go and watch sports and.
I don't remember.
Well, I find it real, it's just interesting. When I started 32 years ago, this county had a lot of bars.
Oh my gosh.
And, I mean, Friday and Saturday nights were nothing but bar fights until 2 to 3 o'clock in the morning, and now it's nothing.
Well, times have changed as far as attitudes towards alcohol and driving.
Yeah.
And the society has changed. Back then, a lot of bands were a draw to bars and entertainment and things of that nature.
I mean, we had the Red Dog Saloon down in Round Head,
Oh, Jenny's,
the Blue Moon Bar.
where was Silver Dollar? How many times were you guys there?
And just literally just a whole.
If you wanted to fight, that's the place to start at.
But it was always busy.
Done from Houston.
Yeah,
I'll get you there by then. Cool.
now all we have is, Weatherford's still got a bar. I saved you guys the best seats in the house.
That's a hot seat, that's where you sit.
That's why I wasn't sitting there.
You chicken.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
And Brad, you're requesting executive session? right
Yes,
now?
we're talking security protocols by Ohio Revised Code. That is a executive session situation.
This would be 121.22 G6, if I can get a motion.
So moved.
Second.
I would like to invite the sheriff, the chief deputy sheriff, the prosecutor, and the judge.
All right, roll call. Brad?
Yes.
Tim?
Yes.
Joe?
Yes.
And time?
It would be 10:34.
Thank you.
Trying to look very good. Basically, if that comes up to an issue, call me, we can talk about it.
Well, to piggyback on that issue, and I guess I interrupted Richard, when the city started doing all the stuff and there was an issue with multi-county, I told Richard to take the sign down for the juvenile court parking for the bailiff, one, because I don't have a bailiff, and two, it would just make it easier for the, jail. So I don't really need, him and I never discussed further, once the city finishes their thing, if they're gonna put that sign back up, but we don't need it. I mean,
If it becomes an issue, let me know. Okay.
so you could actually make 2 spots for the jail if you wanted, because sometimes they do.
Well, jail doesn't need more than one spot.
Right, but I'm-
It's rare that they have two vans coming over, it's very rare.
So this is a conversation we can have with Cindy, right? I mean, at the city, because they're the ones that control.
Well, as Brad said, don't give it up yet, but if it comes
Oh.
into question, let me know and we can certainly talk with them about it.
Okay.
Your VIPs use it a lot.
They
Yeah,
do
that's
use it a
true,
lot.
and
They
yeah,
are,
like-
no, I did forget about that.
Well, I never talked to the city, I just told Richard at the time to take that down, and so it would make it easier, so.
Yeah, I
And
think
we
you got
never-
with them and-
Okay, and I never followed up with that, it was only for the construction or not, I guess, but I'm just saying, it's fine with me, we don't need it.
Okay.
Are we back official?
Yep, we're official.
Okay, the next thing I had as for clarification, because I read the minutes from the January 29th meeting, and obviously there was some I'll say decisions. Okay, I'm talking about the Hardin County local opiate money, not the big thing. And I understand, or at least I was under the understanding that that money is given to the county and the commissioners are in charge of it. Is that correct?
It is given to the county, and so right now that money is with the auditor's office, that's right.
Right, and previously, and I know Judge Barrett started this, I believe, and I don't know who discussed it with him, that we set up a hub and,
And the hub administers who gets the money.
okay, that's what I thought, till I read the minutes. That say, Judge Christopher was here for that meeting and I couldn't come because I thought, here for a quick hub discussion, just wanna make sure we're all on the same page, that future requests will go to the Board of Mental Health and they will make the recommendations. So I guess my question was, are we disbanding our local hub, because we were supposed to have a meeting in January, of which we didn't. Nobody showed up but me and my staff, obviously everybody else got the secret memo that the meeting was canceled. I sent out an email asking for us to have a meeting, and I was told, or the email response was, when Tori came back from vacation, we would have a meeting.
And I sent that out to you.
Okay, right.
And to everybody.
No, I agree, and I sent mine to
It
everybody.
wasn't just a special one here or there, it was to everybody.
I agree, I'm not disputing that, but then I saw this, so I'm like, okay, well then, if someone decided that the mental health board is gonna make that decision, which I guess I'm not sure who gets to make that, if it was the hub, or if the hub is now disbanded and we're just turning it over to the mental health board. I just wanna know for clarification, so I know how to proceed, so I'm kinda at a loss.
I guess, explain the secret.
Well, when I read in the minutes, just to make sure we're all on the same page, I'm like, oh, really? Well, when did this happen? Nobody showed up for the January meeting, and this is the January 29th minutes, so I'm trying to figure out, how did whoever all he means, how did all those people get on the same page? So I'm not saying it was a secret meeting, I'm just saying, I don't know how we got to this point. We had a meeting scheduled in January,
It's a question whether
And-
it's the hub making the decision or the mental health board.
and well, according to this,
If that's Scrivener's error, we can easily amend the minutes.
well, according to this, it says the mental health board, I guess I wanna know, how did we get there? How did we go from our local people in the hub relinquishing, I guess, that to the mental health board? I have no idea, so that's where I'm coming from.
Can I clarify? Is that
Sounds up
okay?
to them.
Okay, so there was a discussion had, there should be, no decision that has been made that has disbanded the hub at the moment. The discussion was,
With who?
Fred and I had a discussion.
Oh, okay.
And we had talked to Olivia Huss before the meeting was scheduled, and she had needed some funds for the Rise Up Recovery. Remember the vote that we had put through via email?
Yes, which, let me back up, at the community corrections meeting in December, when we set the January meeting, that was supposed to be on the agenda, and then all of a sudden at Christmas, there
Correct,
was.
so Olivia came to us and said that that meeting was gonna happen after the time that she needed the funds for the Rise Up, they had decisions they had to make. So Fred and I asked if it was appropriate, we had discussed with,
We talked with,
Rob Bradley.
Yeah.
Thank you. And he said that it is appropriate that they do it on a larger scale with different boards where you can take an electronic vote, as long as you make it clear that you're taking a roll call via email, which I did. That way the decision could be made quicker than when the January meeting was supposed to happen.
I understand, and nowhere in there did it say the January meeting was canceled,
Correct.
and no one showed up at
I did
me.
not personally cancel a meeting, that's
Mhm.
not, I took the vote via email, but the discussion was had that other counties and their local level, they let the mental health recovery board
Okay,
do
back
kind of the
again, the
administrative.
discussion with who, just you and Fred, you and Fred
Olivia
and?
and I had discussed,
Okay.
she had talked to other counties, what they
Mhm.
do with
Right.
local monies. And
Okay.
basically, the mental health board does the administrative work, and then they present it to the board of commissioners,
Mhm.
and for the commissioners then to have the final approval.
And-
So it would be like, for instance, you could maybe get with, now this is not happening, I'm saying a hypothetical, in the future, the goal was, like, that there's local money available, and, Tammy has vetted, or Dan Wilford, whoever the person is that handles it at the mental health board, they would vet the people who are applying for the money. Make sure they meet the requirements, make sure, you know, yada, 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 all the bases are covered, and then they would present it to us. So that would eliminate, like, maybe you have Danielle looking at things for your court that local money could be used for. That would take things off of her or I or Olivia trying to find, resources. The mental health board would be doing that back end for the money.
I understand that. I guess my question is, who made the decision that we're disbanding our local hub and that the mental health board is going to, I mean, it is gonna be the person who make, or the board?
Again, an opiate settlement deals with drugs. Yes, there is a correlation between mental health and drugs, but not all cases. You have a hub in place, as far as I understand, it's not disbanded. Mental health, an individual board should not be making this decision. The hub is what we set up so that we can consider all different facets. Yes, it may, some go to mental health, some may go to drug addiction services, you know, it all under the thing. So I think they said that the hub has it, I don't know why. And again, emergency meetings, you can't just hold an emergency meeting because we don't meet somebody's criteria or deadline. I'm sorry, but that's what sunshine law and open meetings is all about. Special meeting with a special purpose. So there's very few exceptions to that rule, so there shouldn't have been the fact that if the lady knew that she had a deadline, she should have probably told us in advance so we could call it a special meeting. Lack of planning on her part doesn't justify emergency on ours. She knew when her meeting was. So my point is, what I hear from this, the hub still exists, and the disbursement of these funds must consider all sources that are available under the guidelines of the settlement. In other words, they put restrictions on it. You can't just go out and pave roads with it. You gotta use it for the purposes intended.
Well, the mental health board wasn't on the hub, so
That's my point.
reading this, it says everything, if my office wants it, I send my request to the mental
I
health
think
board, not the
I think
hub.
the question's been answered. The hub has not been disbanded. And under no means should one individual board make the disbursement. That's what the hub's about. Now, if no one comes to the meeting, I can't help that. My opinion is you don't do it. You don't have a quorum, you don't have enough people, you don't make decisions. You hold off till somebody decides to come to a meeting. I don't think the hub's been disbanded, they pretty much answered that, but I don't believe that's appropriate either, that an individual board should be making that decision whatsoever. And the fact what somebody does in Allen County or Oakleaf, I could care less. It hasn't been researched, as far as I found, a lot of times their advice is totally wrong. So my point is, you don't do the bandwagon argument that do yours, you do it, get some research, get some backing on it, but don't do it because some other county does something. They may be doing it wrong.
Those are my only two issues. So, I think, so I don't know, does the hub need to have a meeting and then?
I think that's what the hub needs, because if you're getting the settlement that's coming in, you need, even if it doesn't come in, you know it's coming in eminently sometime in the near future.
It's
So
already
you have a
here.
meeting to plan on how to disperse
It's
it.
already here.
Well, quarterly we get.
The money's already here,
All right, well, just come in and disperse it, then you
Right,
need to have a
it's
meeting, some policy guidelines saying, hey, what are our guidelines restricting us to disperse it to? And then right now, what are our present needs? Or at least set up, hey, these are the three we can give it to, give percentages or something. Even if, get it done in advance. I don't know who's all part of the hub though, that's me, I don't know who that is composed of. You, obviously, the courts, I would assume.
Yeah,
It's not-
so Fred's,
The Community Corrections Board is.
Okay.
yeah.
And that is made up of a subdivision, a subgroup of primarily the courts.
Well, the sheriff's, cause Scott's been there,
Yeah.
and some other entities, some of the, yeah. We have a list somewhere. That's all I have, those are my two issues.
So is there another meeting set up?
No,
I think from this, maybe you ought to call a meeting for the hub and start talking about disbursement.
we wanna reschedule the January meeting, you mean?
Quick question. How are you doing on
On the regional meetings?
the regional ones?
We're not submitting anything, because the way they changed it this cycle, we're not eligible. I would love to have some.
And that's what I would probably work some of our things that, because they changed.
I agree.
We're not eligible for
I
a lot
agree.
of other things
I
like
agree.
we once were.
Thanks.
Hence, maybe we ought to rethink how we do this.
You mean locally or on the region?
I'm talking everything.
Oh, I agree. I mean, I don't know, and maybe, I don't know how, if they're gonna get that response from everybody, all the counties in our region,
I'm
or
not
get a
sure.
poor response, maybe they'll think to open
I'm
up a little
not
more.
sure, but, you know, it's one of those things, the way it's changed,
Yeah,
it has precluded a lot of our internal hub to be able to do a lot of things.
I agree, cause I wanted to submit and ask them
And
for money.
it's kind of choked off everything.
Well, I agree, and that's,
And so maybe some of that thinking is the rationale behind everything.
that, or, I mean, that might be a question
Does
for
that
the
make
next
sense?
regional
Does that
meeting.
make sense?
Yeah, but at the
Okay.
next regional
Okay, that's
meeting,
it.
yeah, but like I said, I would have loved to share some of that big money, but they restricted it so that nothing I have qualifies.
And our hub takes care of that, plus the.
But our hub doesn't have enough to cover, our hub doesn't have enough to ask for the kind of money I wanted to ask for.
But that, the creation of the hub was not only for the local, but it was also for the regional.
Oh, true,
And-
yeah, agree, yeah.
Unfortunately, we're at a position where we have, you know, the opportunity with the regional thing, but it's been kind of choked off with the way that they've done it.
I agree.
So maybe that hub needs to be rethought.
No, that's a thought too.
See what I mean? no?
Yeah, and I will tell you this on that line, I did, talk to Andrew Tudor, explain to him, you know, so he would start coming, so he had a better understanding of the community corrections meetings and the hub,
Yeah.
and for the opioid money.
So again, because of, and you understand how, because you just mentioned it, how it has changed. And so
The regional.
Yeah, but it redefines how the hub works, because the hub is responsible for those.
Well, I agree, but it doesn't change on the hub part for our local money.
But that hub is responsible for the regional unit too.
Oh, I agree, yeah,
And if that hub can't do that, then we gotta rethink the hub.
well, I agree with you there.
That's all I'm saying.
I agree with you there. And the regional needs to think about.
Because let's face it, we wanna keep it as simple as possible. One hub takes care of it.
You mean the regional and? the
That's
local?
how it's been set up all along.
Oh, right, okay, yes, I get it, and, yeah, I get that, okay. Thank you.
Thanks, Judge.
Yep.
Have a good evening.
So, let me, for my mind, clarify something. When the hub meetings, who calls the meeting?
Community corrections with people that
So they need to set up another meeting.
they need to set up another meeting.
So, I'm just asking, because I know, they, you guys meet quarterly on average, or 6 months, or?
It hasn't been that regular.
Hi, Scott.
Hi, Scott.
I just want to say good morning. Tori's going to come up and see what we've come up with on this scanning and locking up and lights and all that stuff.
Richard said you talked to him a little bit too. Did you and Richard kind of get a game plan before this, or no?
Nope.
Okay,
He told me where the key was at for that alarm system.
okay.
And I know Tori and I talked yesterday. She says, we gotta figure out a way to get you back to 7-4. I said, okay. I mean, locking up, if I gotta lock up every night, that's 5 o'clock. She says, well, why don't you switch your hours 8 to 5? And I can't really do that. Go, Dan's jobs that we're absorbing, I wanna do them in the morning. If I wait till 8 o'clock, everybody's already in there. Like recorders, yeah, and in Maria's office, you're gonna have to do that at 7 o'clock. You're gonna have to. But I ain't sure how what they decided, and, you know, Keith and Scott and you guys on this. Whether security's job to lock up and shut down, or,
No, we'll stay status quo for right now, so you do what you've been doing.
Cause right now, as of yesterday, I've been taking 12 to 2 lunch break instead of 5. 2-hour lunch. But like Tori's saying, sometimes not be a good idea because, well, Scott said had a 2-hour lunch, why can't I have a 2-hour lunch?
You're adjusting your hours, that's why.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still getting 8 hours, but,
Right.
but I, like I said, I just see what we gotta figure out with those guys.
For right now,
I know there's a lot of bugs we gotta work out, I know
just,
that.
just plan on staying till 5. That way, we get everything shut down. And we're working through it, so give us a couple weeks.
Cause like I told Richard, says, if I'm locking up, I would like to have a key to the doors. So I can turn the alarm off, go through, lock the big doors up. And me and Johnny talked about that last night. Because there's a key in Richard's office. If I shut the alarm off on the right-hand door, leave it off, then in the morning when Johnny opens up, he can turn it back on. So that worked good today and yesterday. But
I guess for me, just, let's stay with what we're doing, and we'll get back with you in a couple of weeks.
okay, I can do that for now. Yep. Cause like I said, it's gonna be hard to go 8 to 5 with all of a sudden you get done.
Right, yeah, that's fine. If you're good with it, we're good with it.
Cause right now, like, I can't get a trend right now, but right now they're tax season.
Right, no,
They're
there
gonna be
isn't.
packed. They're gonna be packed. But, okay, that's what I was curious about.
Yeah, just keep on doing what you're doing,
Play it by ear for now.
and we'll get back with you, give us a couple of weeks, and
Okay.
we'll get some other things straightened around. Like I said, it's gonna be new to everybody, but once we get going,
Right,
then
we
we
kind
can
of,
get things done.
kind of float out a little bit, okay. I got you. Sounds good.
Thanks, Scott.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Get your back fixed?
Huh?
Did you get your back fixed yet?
It's about 60%.
Because
It's work in progress.
I hear you kind of grunting there.
That inversion table really helped you yesterday, didn't it?
Yes, it did. I'm seeing up right.
Tori, is that everything, or we got,
Yes, sir, we're,
okay, all set? Sounds good. Okay.
we have no any,
I want to commend you, gentlemen, for not only you, but the commissioners before you. Chase Stewart Fund, I did some research in it about it to put information out to our local veterans so that it'd be utilized more. And I don't know if you know the particulars of the Chase Stewart Fund. He's set up in 4 counties.
Right.
And each of those 4 counties still has funds available.
Okay.
They don't necessarily utilize it the way it was exactly the way he intended. One county has turned it over to the veterans to administer it. They give them $5,000 a year. They use that $5,000. They don't, they send it back. That's, I believe, Greene County. One county doesn't utilize it. They have $58,000. Yeah, $58,000. They utilize. I talked to the Veterans Office, and they utilize getting the hospitals or medical bills to be forgiven through other means and stuff, so they don't have to utilize that. They use that as a last resort. I've never asked the funds of our county. I've never asked for Logan's, but one Greene County's is $35,000. But to have funds available still from the 1940s is commendable to all the commissioners that have handled this funds over the years. And kudos to you folks too.
Thank you.
I also understand, I've been doing stuff, veterans research, that the veterans budget typically over the last couple of years has returned a substantial amount of money back to the general fund that they didn't utilize. Is that true? Or am I misinformed? Go upstairs and find out.
Well,
I heard there's.
what's your definition of?
$50,000.
I don't know if it's that high, but it might be some.
So to get the information for the, we'll say the last 5 years, do I start at the commissioner's office? I mean, do you start at the treasurer's office and ask some line?
Auditor's
Auditor's
office.
Yeah.
See Mike Bacon, he can tell you what they turned
Hey,
back in.
guys, the deal with the law, I thank you for any support you put forward. That happened so quickly, and my understanding from Representative Matthews' people is that they have support on both sides, and then we get all the stuff worked out. I don't know what they're adding to it and things like that. What I proposed was the three simple things, common sense things, but what they've come up with, I don't know. So, but they said they would contact me when it's finalized. But I do, again, if I haven't expressed my support for, your support for that, I do again, thank you for that. Because, that law plus the help from what, Senator Matthews, did, or not Matthews, but Connie, that'll be tremendous for our first responders.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
Have a good day, everyone.
I didn't come here today, I wasn't coming here today. I needed to take care of some stuff in the prosecutor's office, but he was here, so.
Yeah, I checked with Mike on the figures in the last 5 years.
Well, thank you.
Yep, thank you.
See ya.
See ya.